to Uddhav, similarly to how the Bhagavad Gita, the instructions were to Arjuna. And some amazing instructions from the Lord will come out for us aspiring devotees. But before that, these last two verses of 10th canto show how important it is for us to be absorbed in the pastimes of Krishna. And that is why Krishna performs these pastimes, to attract us. There is no other personality in this entire creation uh, who can attract us like how Krishna does, with his beauty and with his pastimes. And we need to measure each and every day how much of our hearing and reading and chanting is genuinely making us think of Krishna. How much time in a day are we actually thinking of Krishna in a loving and a devotional way? And how do we measure this? By seeing how much are we becoming detached from material pleasures and how much are we becoming attached to Krishna. And if this is not happening, if we're not getting attached to Krishna, then it is important that we go back to the very basics of Bhakti Yoga, the foundation, hearing about Krishna with faith, Shraddha, Sadhu, Sang, Bhajani Kriya. We have to come back to it again. And we need to keep doing this along with chanting and remembering till our faith becomes strong, until the time we proceed to the level of prema. So thank you so much, everyone, for this opportunity to speak. It was genuinely a very big honor to me, for me to be speaking on the 10th canto, the classes that we all have, that I've been able to give in the past on the 10th canto, and especially on these concluding verses. So thank you very much. I hope everyone has very much benefited from this wonderful canto, as much as I have. I'll open the floor now for any questions, clarifications, corrections. Thank you once again very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Nandini, Radhika. Beautiful class. Temple Room, would you like to speak? Adipusha Prabhu, Jainitai Prabhu, please. First, unmute yourself. Thank you.
Hear? Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
You can hear us okay?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Wonderful class. Perfect. Yeah, we're benefiting by hearing this, and our conviction that there'll be transformation, purification, upliftment. That you wrote those amazing verses. Trimbitam Svakata Krishna, that Krishna, the heart, in our heart, it cleanses desire for material enjoyment from those who relish his messages. To understand how this works, and it encourages us to keep doing it. Stop, create for Bhadrishu, to go on again and again on a regular basis, and to accept this gift that Srila Prabhupada gave his life and make it available for us. We keep the Bhagavatam open on my desk, and there's always light there, and my reading glasses. And every day at regular times, I sit down and go to the next verse and read it out loud. And I feel this is an offering for Krishna, but I feel the benefit doing it like you explained so nicely, that we do this to please Krishna. Our benefit is the byproduct. And thank you very much for, passing this on, for reminding us of the basics, simple principles. So many nice verses in the beginning of the Bhagavatam to explain what to do and what happens when you do it and why to do it. So you're helping us to stay on track. It's a long journey, and we want to go on and on and on, hearing again and again. And it says that if we do not have an attraction for hearing the message of Vasudeva, then our whatever work we're doing is useless. Our occupational activities are useless if they do not provoke an attraction for hearing the messages of Vasudeva. So by serving Krishna, we get a hunger. We're drawn to this process. Anyway, we're only reflecting the things that you already explained so nicely. We want to become like you when we grow up. Thank you so much for setting such a wonderful example. We see you running around dressing the deities so often with lots of love. But
Maybe in his maybe Adipusha Prabhu will have a beautiful voice like Nandini Radhika sometime.
The voice is good if it is used in glorifying Krishna.
yes,
It's the beauty of a voice.
yeah. We must use our voice properly. Like she said, they offered the village people the jewel, and they wanted to use it to wash the clothes or to crush the herbs or to play with. They didn't appreciate the fact that there's a proper use for something valuable. The voice is meant to broadcast what we hear from Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you. Bhima Kaviraj.
I was going to say, talk about Jules, the fruit seller, the Aboriginal or village lady fruit seller. When she came before Krishna, she Krishna filled her basket with jewels. But here's the dealio: she didn't know it until she put it on top of her head, and then when she saw the jewels, she didn't care. She threw them in the river in order to return again to see Krishna. So no matter what kind of voice you have, if you can speak from the wonder that is the Bhagavatam and I mean, you can go about all day. You don't need to. I remember when I first came into Krishna consciousness, I couldn't touch the Bhagavatam. I just couldn't read it because I had taken classes in anthropology and etymology and history and philosophy and mythology. Okay, so you read a lot of different cultures, creation myths, so to speak. But myth is a powerful thing, and it's the language. Myths are actually histories that turn actual events that turn into history, that turns into legend, that turns into myth by virtue of what did we learn from this war? What did we learn from this appearance of either God himself, or what did we learn from the appearance of his son, or his great devotees and his the empowered representatives? What are we learning from these histories, and what is it that is speaking to our soul? And sometimes we can just read one verse from the Bhagavatam, and especially from the Gita, which is very condensed. You can read one verse, and we'll pick it up after we
Yes,
understand what we're reading. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay.
I bow down to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet, perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates, and by him Vedic scriptures sings against heaven. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of the lotus feet. May you obey me so that all Lord will be below. We take shelter of the lotus feet. Shiva Prabhupada. Yeah.
Jai Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much, Jai Nitai Prabhu, for the wonderful detailed darshan.
You're muted, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Bhima Prabhu, please go on.
Well, there's not much else, much more to say, but if we just always remember that, as in prasadam, like when you first take prasadam, you're like, there's something here that I don't understand. You know what I mean? It's like it works. It's you don't know what's happening. When I was in college, it was just like I got to come on every Wednesday, like the whole boxing team. Not the whole one, but most of us, from welterweight or lightweight all the way up to heavyweight, we had somebody represent, and we would go and to Radhanath Maharaj's cooking class, in which, of course, there was a big serve out, and it was him all alone doing it, cooking for 30 or 40 people. Can you imagine that? And he would do the whole cooking class and then serve out. Maharaj would be serving. And it was the magic of the food. And then on Sundays we would go because, as young college students, and of course we were off season, so we were actually out to gain weight. And here's free food, and it's pretty good. And we were all interested in vegetarianism. But long story short, there's a magic behind prasad that we just don't know. It's that grace, and it does its job, and so does the Bhagavatam. That when even those of us, Prabhupada says Krishna consciousness is simple for the simple, and that means simple-hearted and clear and authentic and transparent type of person, a reflective, as Prabhuji said. You must reflect. You hear, you chant, and then you reflect. And complicated for the complicated. And so college, sometimes when you take many different classes due to curiosity, you can become complicated, convoluted, and then the Bhagavatam becomes hard to read because you're like, okay, so this is this culture's representation of this virtue type of thing. So you don't really feel the magic of the Bhagavatam. But as you go on, you start to realize that if you do, as Adi was saying, you get this Bhagavatam, it's open, it's on the table, there's a light on, there's my glasses. Where's your excuse not to read, right? So you set it up. You set the Bhagavatam out like food on a dinner table, and you go and you partake. And then like prasadam, it does its work. It does its work. It does its scrubbing of the heart. And that's what's great about the Krishna consciousness movement, is that we're actually dealing in the mystical aspect of bhakti, what the power of love is and what the power of love can do, especially if it's with a capital L. So thank you very much, Prabhuji, for this wonderful class. It's always just heartening and encouraging when we hear someone as convinced as you are about everything that you're saying. When there's no doubt, then that leaves a clear road for Krishna to shine his grace. And that's what we feel when we listen to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Prasadam works. That's my takeaway from Bhima's contribution. Mathurnath Prabhu, please.
Haribol. I have a little challenge for Bhima. You had said yesterday how when we're dealing with our internal issues, our internal pain, conflicts, we just need to turn to Krishna with them. And I would like to, that was the end of kind of the class. There wasn't able time to discuss it. So I would like to argue that that's the first step of the process. But it's like anything, if we have a health problem and we say, I'm just going to tell Krishna about it, and he will take care of it all. Or if we have a financial issue and we say, I'm going to just tell Krishna I have a financial problem, but I'm not going to actually do something. Krishna says he reciprocates with our effort accordingly, reciprocates with us turning to him, but also with our efforts. It's like anything in life, we have to put effort. So I'm continually bringing this up because I'm seeing ISKCON's like dripping with spiritual bypassing. And because there's actually internal work that needs to be done in order to understand the patterns that keep us in this material world, where we're trying to get the love, the affection, the feeling needed, the feeling wanted that we came to get in this world, but we're trying to do it over and over with other people and living entities and all kinds of ways that are become quite dysfunctional. And people see like, I'm just repeating patterns once they start understanding. And just to think, I'm going to turn to Krishna and tell Krishna, help me, that's the first step. But we actually have to really dig and uncover the patterns so we can work through them and heal them. So I just wanted to share that. That's something that was said yesterday, and I don't agree with it.
Thank you, Mathurnath Prabhu. And Nandini Radhika, would you like to reflect on anything? Is turning to Krishna enough or not? What does it mean to turn to Krishna when we have all kinds of things going on internally?
Let me reiterate what I said before Nandini answers, because she might not have heard yesterday. What I said is that internal work is spiritual work. And one can run over all the times they were neglected when they were a child or weren't brought up right, or maybe the parents fought vehemently in front of the children. You can run over those things, and you do. You have to reflect and say, I'm not going to do that. It stops with me. And as far as the repercussions of such a dysfunctional upbringing, this is why Prabhupada gives us the four regulative principles, which, of course, we all make great vows to follow, and Krishna smiles. But the reason why we seek to do the actions of hearing, chanting, reflecting, and remembering, as Nandini Radhika so adequately pointed out, that we're going to Bhagavatam class, as we should, and we're hopefully serving and pleasing the spiritual master as we will, as she said. There was a little bit of a misquote there, but that's what she said, and I felt it very it captured my attention for a moment. How, like, we're doing this, and we should always make sure that we're doing something else. Why do we do that, Maturanath? We do that because Krishna's going to give us ruchi. He's going to give us a taste of what that love, what that what that love he has to offer. Like, whatever you're looking for, I got it. He's a reservoir. And we have to do those things that get us up the side of the reservoir, you know, the dam, let us say. We have to climb above our problems. And we climb above the problems, and we perform our devotional service. We get busy. They always say people who are depressed, people who are anxious, you're driven by internal samskaras, whether they're from this birth or the last birth or 100 births. You're driven, but once you engage in, once you get busy. When I said bring your problems to Krishna, that is, you pray. What do you want me to do with this? And then you have patience and you watch Krishna unfold as you're busy doing stuff. As you're busy, serving. And Krishna will, because it's not because we ourselves are growing and becoming stronger and we're purifying ourselves, but that Krishna is doing the work within us. And we, as Nandini said, we reflect upon that. And that is the work of the Bhagavatam. That is the work of the magic of Prasad, that it works within us. It's revealed from within, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. So everything that you're saying, I think it's great, mature enough, about that we have to do the work, the shadow work. We have to see what's driving me to do this crazy activity, like Arjuna said. What forces a man to even against his own will? And Krishna gives the answer. So I just wanted to clarify that so Nandini can pick it up from here and bring us to a much higher level. Hare Krishna.
Bhima Prabhu. Nandini Radhika, it's your class, it's your show. What do you have to say?
Well, I wouldn't want to speak when two devotees are talking between themselves about it's a sensitive topic. There's no doubt about it. Well, I would just Hari Bol. So I would just like to say that if any external help can help us become a better individual and a better devotee, we should seek that. Krishna will always be there. Krishna also wants us to take help from external, like even from non-devotees many times. There are even people who are not completely following any religious principles, but there's something to learn even from them, some skill, some art. If it can be learned from them, if it can be used by us in our devotional service to help us become better, healthy individuals mentally, emotionally, then that should be accepted. The main thing that should be the underlying principle is that how is this helping me get closer to Krishna? And I've just seen this from my limited years of experience, is that once this thing is very clear, that if something is helping me come closer to Krishna, something is helping me become a better devotee, something is helping me in my devotional service, then it is okay to accept it. So yes, I would just like to leave it at that. This is a very individualistic thing, like each case is different. It has to be taken on its own merits.
Thank you. Nityananda Chandra Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna. So in Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Chaitanya Shikshamrita, he describes how the demons killed by Krishna represent different anarthas, and that the demons that are killed by Balaram also represent different anarthas. And he describes how the demons that are killed by Krishna, those anarthas, can be eradicated simply by the process of pure devotional service. Whereas the demons that are killed by Lord Balaram, those particular anarthas that are represented there, require personal attentive work. We don't find that someone doesn't worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna and manifests all the beautiful, wonderful qualities of a pure devotee that you see in Srila Prabhupada or Shukadev Goswami or Narada Muni. They don't manifest those qualities, even though they might try to do some internal work. It does require assistance. And we are working against the supreme superintendent of the prison of the material world. She has hundreds of arms, and with our arms we try to challenge being bound, and we don't have the power to unbound ourselves. But if we do it ourselves with the help of Lord Balaram, or we do it completely just on the mercy of Krishna. So both cases are there. There are certain anarthas that become eradicated just by progressing in devotional service, and then there's certain anarthas that require attentive correction and attentive and internal work. Both processes are there, and that's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is expressed.
Thank you. Very helpful. I see.
Ever notice that the answer is always both? It's always both sides of the story. If there's a debate, usually if you look at both sides, you say, yeah, the answer is both. Yeah.
I agree. We need Krishna's help. It's Krishna that's going to bring us through it, but he's looking in with a lot of things. We have to face them, and then it's Krishna's everything that we get through in this world. It's by Krishna's mercy. He's just waiting for us a lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of time, for us to step in and start endeavoring. Oh, okay, let me try to work through this thing. And Krishna says, okay, now I'm going to help them. I'm going to reciprocate with their effort.
Yeah, it's Krishna brought Arjuna out onto the battlefield and in between the phalanxes, but it was Arjuna who pulled the bow and shot the arrow. So there it is, right there.
And then when Krishna withdrew his power from Arjuna was not able to stand up to cowherd men who were said to be expansions of Krishna. But when that empowerment is taken away, when we don't have Krishna's mercy and empowerment, we can't do anything. We can't work through anything. So understanding that's super important. But we have to make the effort.
Thank you, Maturnath Prabhu. Yeah, Krishna is the ability in man, and let's all get closer to Krishna. Thank you, Nandini, Radhika, for bringing us closer to Krishna by this wonderful class. Thank you.
Thank you. Saurabh Prabhu, he has a question.
Hi, Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Thank you for a really nice class. There was a question in the chat that I think we missed, so if someone can address it, if you could address it, that would be awesome. Someone asked a question.
Read the question.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me find it. So Soba is asking, when bad things keep happening to us and not going our way as expected, what does this mean? Thank you, Hare Bol.
This is a very common and a very complex question to answer because karma is a very complex thing to deal with. Only Krishna himself knows what in our past lives we have done because of which we are reaping the fruits of it now, whether it be pleasure, whether it be suffering. Um, yes, while it can be disheartening when bad things keep happening again and again and things not go our way, it should not be surprising because this is what the material world is meant to do to us. And unfortunately, uh, with with all intention of not sounding harsh, we chose this for ourselves by leaving Krishna in the first place. So the only way, the only actual way in which we can get rid of this problem is by actually going back to Godhead in the very real sense of the term. It is only by pure devotional service that we can get rid of our karmic reactions because this is nothing but karmic reactions. And as mentioned in verse 49, just by hearing, chanting, reading, spreading the glories of Krishna, our karmic reactions will be destroyed just by faith. So we need to have faith in Krishna, have faith in his words, have faith in the words of our Gurujan that if we perform pure, unadulterated devotional service, then our karmic reactions will get destroyed. We may start devotional service with the intention of getting free from miseries, but with time, these miseries will stop bothering us if we focus more and more on Krishna and more on our service. And that should be our goal. But it's a process which is painful. It's anartha nivritti, and anartha nivritti is the longest process. It's the most painful process. It's something we just have to just go ahead with determination. It's a battle which is happening right in your face, and you have to just go into it, fight it, and come out victorious. And Krishna and Guru are there to help you. Devotees are there to help you. So just trust them that everything will be okay.
Thank you. Great question, Shobha. Throw yourself in the association of the devotees, like Nandini Radhika said. And they will. We're not meant to live alone. That's the point. This is a Sankirtan movement. We're glorifying Krishna collectively. Hare Krishna.
You're not going to be alone for 18 years at least.
Oh, I know. I know.
He's going to be you got that guy on your hip all day long. There he is.
Yeah. Thank you for encouraging me. Okay, Emily, please unmute yourself and recite the Maha Mantra. Who was on that phone call? Was that Krishna?
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize my video was on, and I'm at work, so a patient called, and I'm over here like da 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 da. And so I'm so sorry that I hope I wasn't making weird faces. At least I know I was muted. I apologize for that. Okay, let me calm down. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribol.
Sweet. Thank you very much, Emily. Thank you very much, Nandini Radhika. Thank you very much, all the devotees on this call and outside too. I wasn't able to stream, but I'll get it fixed. I apologize. Thank you very much. Happy Friday. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. It was a wonderful ending to our 10th canto. And I'll see you all with 11th canto. Thank you.
See you.
Jai.